This is the second of a series of videos that reminds you how to set up and use your PicoW. This video checks whether you have CircuitPython on your Pico. If you are sure you do, then skip this video and move on to the next one. But if you're unsure, this is going to first show you how you check whether you have CircuitPython on your Pico. And if you don't, then show you how to install it. So you're going to take your Pico, and then you're going to not hold the white button. Do not press and hold the white button. Do not press it. But plug in your cord to your Pico. See if I can get that here. There we go. And so now I have my cord attached to my Pico. I'm going to take the other end of my cord and plug it into my computer. Now that I have my Pico plugged into my computer, I go off to look at files. Here in my Mac, it's one way, but you look at your way. You can see that I have something here. I have CircuitPy. Let's get rid of that one there. I have CircuitPy. This is my phone. Let's get rid of that. There's CircuitPy. So if you have, when you look at your files, something that says CircuitPy, then you're good to go with having CircuitPy on your Pico. On the other hand, if you see something that says something like RP, RP2 or something like that, then you don't have CircuitPython. I'm going to reset my Pico to be in that state and then show you how you get CircuitPython on. Now, here's how you get CircuitPy off your Pico, or if it's already off, then it's good. But if you ever need to reset your Pico, now this is going to take away CircuitPython, so don't do this blithely. Do this only if for some reason CircuitPython isn't working and you want to reset it. This might lose your files on your CircuitPython, so do this with caution. Make sure your files on your Pico are backed up. What you do is you press and hold the little white button. So I'm going to take that little white button there. I'm going to press and hold it. And while I'm pressing and holding it, I'm going to plug in my cord to my cord that goes to my Pico. So I'm taking my cord here, and while I'm holding the button, I'm putting in that thing there. So while I've got it here, and I'm plugged into my computer, so I have power. I'm pressing and holding the button. I'm going here, and while I'm pressing and holding the button, I'm plugging it in. There we go. Then I release the white button. And you go back to your file system, however you like to look at files. For me, it's this, but it'll be different on your Windows. And you look to see, do you have, in your case, an RPI RP2, I think it's called, something like that. I have a Pico 2, so mine's a little different here, but it'll be RPI RP2, something like that. If you have that, then your Pico is plugged in, but you don't have CircuitPython. That's how you can tell you don't have CircuitPython. Now, if you have CircuitPy there, you're good to go, and you should stop watching this video. But assuming you have an RPI RP2 or something like that, then what you do to get things to work, to get CircuitPy, is first of all you go off to our website here, our Moodle. Go off to Moodle. We're on Thursday, day 11, and we're going to go off to the Mechatronics Workshop again. So you should do this right along with me. We'll go off to the link here, installing and running CircuitPython on a Raspberry Pi Pico. And then we'll go down here to the section on CircuitPy. And it says that we can download the right version of CircuitPy from this page. Now, you may have already downloaded it, and if so, you can use your already downloaded code. You're going to have the Pico 2W probably. I have a Pico 2W, so I'm going to go off here to Pico 2W. And you download the so-called UF2 file. So download that if you haven't already. Put it in your downloads. And then once you've got that, you're going to take that downloaded file. So I'm going to make it so I can see my downloads. There we go. And let's see if I can sort by date added so that I've got that. Here's the one that I just put in here. And I'm going to take and drag that right onto my RP, whatever it is. For you, again, it's RPI, RP2, or something like that. I'm just going to drag it and drop it there. So I just drag it and dropped it. It's going to take about 30 seconds here to do its thing. So I'm letting it do its thing now. And what you're going to see is over here, it's going to turn into CircuitPy when this is done. So I'm waiting for that to happen. Takes about 30 to 60 seconds the first time. Here we go. My now I have CircuitPy. That means I've successfully installed CircuitPython. That's how you can tell that you've got CircuitPy. That concludes this video.